Well, good morning or good afternoon or good whatever. Welcome back to another installment of You and Me and Multiple Sclerosis. My name is Pam, and I am just here to share my experiences with multiple sclerosis in the hopes that others of you will join in the conversation. I'd love to have sort of an online support group where we share our experiences, our doctor visits, whatever we want to share, whatever makes us feel supported and that we're not in this alone, because MS can be a pretty isolating condition. So please do join in, leave a comment. It would be really neat to hear from you. Well, today I have a pretty short video, but I basically just want to talk about a couple of things that relate to the idea that not every single thing that goes wrong with you in your life is MS and cannot be corrected. I think that it's hard to have a disease for which there is no known cure. People try various crazy things in the desperate hope that something will work. And yes, there are things we can do to mitigate the symptoms, to help keep things from getting worse, or at least we hope so. But even so, there's not a lot that we can do ultimately to go back to the way we were before we had MS. And so a lot of folks become pretty fatalistic about it. And that means that every time they get any kind of a thing that goes wrong with them, they just figure, oh, well, it's my MS again, and nothing I can do about it. Well, I want you to just have a little bit of a different attitude about that, because I've been caught up a couple of times with that kind of thinking, and it has turned out to be wrong. And I'll just give you the two examples that I thought I would share, because others of you might be in the same boat. Now, I think in another video I talked about my earliest symptoms of MS really involved optic neuritis, the inflammation of the optic nerve, and the loss of vision that you have for a period of time. And over time I'd had about 7 of these attacks, and it ended up that my optic nerves were somewhat damaged by this. And I assumed that every single thing that was wrong with my eyes had to do with that. So I wasn't even bothering with glasses, because I thought, yeah, not going to do any good anyway. It's all that optic nerve stuff, the damage that I've had. Well, one day I was at work, and I was chatting with a coworker, and she had a new pair of glasses, and I really was admiring them. I said, oh, those are really neat. And she said, well, why don't you try them on? And so just for kicks, I did, just so that we could see how I would look in them. But what I didn't bargain for was how I could see in them. All of a sudden, I could read the words that were on the bulletin board all the way across the room, and I had not been able to do that for years. And I said to her, this is amazing, I can see what's going on. And she told me that she was nearsighted, and the prescription that she had corrected, it was a pretty mild form of nearsightedness, but it was still nearsightedness. And I thought, oh, I wonder if it would be worth going to an eye doctor. So guess what? I did. And he checked me out, and sure enough, I was nearsighted. Not incredibly nearsighted. I mean, I can see fine without my glasses to navigate around places I'm familiar with. I can see things. I just can't read signs or see fine details. But once I had those glasses, as you can see, I'm wearing glasses in this video, right? I wear them all the time when I'm out and about, because I can now see more distance than I could before. I don't need them to read, and I don't need them for close work, but I use them if I want to be, if I'm riding with my husband and I want to actually see the distant scenery in detail. It's a good idea to wear my glasses. So that I'm tongue-tied. All that by way of saying that if you have vision problems, don't assume that it's because you've had so many attacks of optic neuritis that MS has just destroyed your ability to see. So give that a shot. Go to the eye doctor, get checked out. Well, the other thing I wanted to share with you is sort of a similar thing. I had been having some back pain, and I was going to a chiropractor. And what they make you do at these chiropractic appointments is you lie on a mat, and then they have you turn 90 degrees, right? So they can do stuff to you from all four sides. Well, the problem I was having was I was almost going to throw up. I was really, really nauseated. And this was something that had been with me for quite some time. And I had lived with it by just not doing anything that would cause me to have that feeling. That was real vertigo, nauseation. Is it nauseation a word? I was nauseated. Okay, let's put it that way. And I just thought I had to live with it. I thought, okay, MS can't be fixed. Well, I was telling her about the problem I was having, and she said to me, well, you know, that may not be your MS. That might actually be something that could be corrected. And she gave me the name and number of a physical therapist, and I did make an appointment. I went to see her, and it turns out what the problem was that, okay, we all have rocks in our head, whether you know it or not. In your inner ear canals, there are these little, they're like rocks. They're called otoliths. They're very small, but they move around, I guess, to help you maintain your equilibrium and your balance. But every so often with some individuals, the otolith gets out of the place where it should be and moves into a part of your ear canal where it shouldn't be. And it causes you to have terrible vertigo and feel sick to your stomach. And you know what? That's in fact what I had. The rocks in my head were not in the right place. So she made me lay on the edge of the table and put my head off the back end of it. And then she slowly manipulated my head and I thought I was going to die. I was so sick. But she fixed it. She put the otoliths back where they belonged. And now, I can't say that I don't have any dizziness at all, but I am way, way better than I used to be. I don't feel sick to my stomach anymore. It's so much better. And so here, once again, it was a condition that I thought, okay, I'm stuck with it. I have MS, I'm stuck with it. This is just how life is going to be. But it turned out, no, that wasn't right. It could be fixed. And it was fixed. So all this just by way of encouraging you, if you have a symptom, especially something that doesn't really seem to be on the list of things that people say people with MS get, but even if it is, it's worth checking it out. It's worth getting that second opinion by somebody whose job it is to look specifically at those kinds of problems, because you know, you can get some things fixed. You don't have to live with every single thing that happens to you. Because one of the things that I've had to come to terms with is that just because you have MS doesn't mean you're not going to get anything else. I mean, I even got cancer, so I was thinking, I know I was kind of silly, and I wasn't really thinking this, but I would joke that, well, I have MS, so at least now I know I'm never going to get cancer, because you only get one serious disease per person, but no, unfortunately, that's not true. But many of these things that we do get, if they're not MS related, they are fixable. And it's always better to assume they can be fixed than that you're stuck with it and you just have to live with it. So I think that's enough for today. I just really wanted to share that. I hope you found it encouraging. If you have any symptoms like that you thought were MS and you went and had them checked out, turns out they were something else, and you have some advice for how people can get those symptoms addressed and maybe even taken away, I would love for you to share that down below. Please leave us a comment. We want to be in conversation with each other. We need each other so much. Well, have a wonderful day. I will see you in the next video, and you just take care.